Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Don't move to Calgary, move to these small towns instead. You want to stick around for this whole video because we're going to give you some great ideas if you want to move to the surrounding areas around Calgary. Welcome back to Living in YYC, everybody. I'm Mark.
I'm Natalie.
And we are with eXp Realty, realtors here in Calgary. Now, sometimes we have people that reach out to us wanting to make a move. And if that's you, make sure you click the link in the description below, book into our calendar, and we would love to help you make a smooth move to Calgary. We've done that for many people that have moved here from Toronto, Vancouver, and everywhere in between, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's get to the topic of today's video, which is really the top 5 towns around Calgary that we would suggest you highly look into if you don't want to pay the prices in Calgary, because we all know the prices in Calgary are going up like crazy. They're still a lot less than Toronto and Vancouver. So check out that video up here, like a lot less. But there's some people that still want to pay less, and we have some great options for you. And these are all within a half an hour to 45 minutes of Calgary. So let's get to our list. Now, these are in no particular order except for the last one. So you want to stick around for that, right?
Yes, there's the teaser.
Absolutely. All right, so the first one, now this might be a little confusing to you if you've never heard this town name before. It's Diamond Valley. It was an amalgamation a few years ago of towns named Black Diamond and Turner Valley. Natalie's got to take this one because you grew up just a few minutes away from these towns.
Yes, I did. I grew up on a ranch acreage in Millerville, which was probably about a 15-minute drive from there. So I spent my summers going to the pool in Turner Valley, going to the Black Diamond Bakery, which is to die for. So yeah, this is a great little community. It's surrounded by the Sheep River, really beautiful area. So the population of Diamond Valley currently, and this is all the population numbers are from the Alberta website, Alberta government website, is 2794. It's on the southwest of the city of Calgary. So it's about 35 minutes to the south end of Calgary, about 53 minutes to the Calgary Stampede, which is downtown. And to the airport, it's 58 minutes. And it is actually very nice now because we have Stony Trail, all that kind of stuff that connects it. So it has made things a lot quicker.
So before we get into prices, what we did here was we took the Q2 2024 pricing to give us enough data, right? So what we don't want is just take 1 month and prices can swing wildly in these smaller centers. So these are all Q2 2024 data versus Calgary's June data, right? In Calgary, we always have tons of data. And so we felt like that was the best comparison as we roll into prices. So Natalie, tell us about prices in Diamond Valley.
In Diamond Valley, detached homes came in at $547,500, which is an 8% increase year over year, but it's still $220,000 less than Calgary. Semi-detached came in at $385,000, which is $301,000 less than Calgary. Row townhouses came in at $210,000, which is $245,000 less than Calgary. This is the weird one. Apartments came in at $397,373, which is $52,000 less or more than Calgary. So clearly a little bit of skewing there
with the data.
But it will make sense. So months of supply is 0.89. And sales to new listing ratio came in at 90%. Percent of single family homes is 72%. And that makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
We know this town very well. There's not a lot of apartments in Diamond Valley. It's a small area. So it does make sense that its vast majority is going to be detached.
All right, so here's some highlights for Diamond Valley. So we're taking in Black Diamond and Turner Valley. Number one has got to be the Chuck Wagon Cafe. Shania Twain was there a couple of months ago, okay?
Yes.
This place, we were there for a walk about a month ago. The lineup to get into Chuck Wagon Cafe is always big on the weekend. So when you head down there, if you wanted to go check it out, make sure you have your patient pants packed. All right, number 2 on the list here is the Eau Claire Distillery. So this is a distillery on the Turner Valley side, and it is super cool. You can get little eats, obviously check out the distillery there. I love the Black Diamond Hotel on the Black Diamond side. We went there for breakfast after our walk. It's such a classic.
Yeah.
You know, you get that kind of old West feel when you're in there. And then they have a little local micro brew called the Hard Knocks Brewery. It is dog friendly. That's on the Black Diamond side. Now, importantly, schools and hospitals. So there is the Oilfields General Hospital in the Black Diamond side. And then you also have schools, public schools for K to 12. And then the nice thing about being in Diamond Valley is you're so close to Kananaskis country and all the recreational opportunities. So that is Diamond Valley. Let's swing over east of Calgary now to Strathmore. Strathmore, the population there, actually some of the largest population growth in Alberta at just over 15,000.
Wow.
Here are the distances to Calgary. Yeah, it's really booming over in Strathmore. So east end to Calgary, pretty easy, 25 minutes. Calgary Stampede, 50 minutes. And again, that just depends on traffic, right? We're doing this in summer. If you took this on a winter day with a lot of snow, I mean, you could almost double that if you're heading downtown. We use the Calgary Stampede because it is downtown. It's for hockey games. It's for concerts.
Yeah.
If you're going downtown, that's a good kind of marker for how long it's going to take you. And then to the Calgary airport, is 45 minutes, not too bad to the airport. Because even from where we live in Southwest Calgary, it's 30 to 35 minutes to the airport, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk prices now. The Q2 2024, now we got benchmark prices in Strathmore. Difference between a benchmark and a median. The benchmark actually is an index price and it takes into account the average home in the area. So detached, $549,933, that's 14% up year over year. $217,000 less than Calgary though, right?
Yeah.
So that's still a big difference. Semi-detached, $425,833, 13% up year over year. That's $260K less than Calgary. Row townhouses, $269,533. They went up 15% in that quarter, but still $195,000 less than Calgary. And apartments, $225,633, 7% up year over year, and $119K less than Calgary. Their supply is just a little more than Diamond Valley at 1.12 months. Sale to new listing ratio, again, of 90%, and 58% of the homes there are single family detached. So a little more variety in terms of home styles, which makes sense because this and our last one, our favorite, so stick around for that, both have a larger population than some of these. What are some of the highlights of Strathmore, Natalie?
Well, you have a golf course in town, which is always a bonus. You have the Strathmore Rodeo and Chuck Wagon races, which is such a hoot. They do running of the bulls.
Yeah.
So if you're an adventurous guy, head on over there.
Or girl.
Or girl.
Yeah.
They're building the de Havilland Aircraft Factory there, and that's going to be a big population boom for Strathmore as well. And the Capital Power Strathmore Solar Farm project is there as well.
Yeah, that was
a lot of prairie around.
Yeah, it is, and that was a $60 million investment from Capital Power. Yeah, so that's a big one. Let's go north of Calgary now to a couple of communities. Natalie, take Crossfield for us.
All right. Population of Crossfield is 3,674. Distances to Calgary, north end is 30 minutes, so pretty close there.
Pretty close.
Calgary Stampede is 39 minutes. That's actually a lot faster than I thought. And Calgary Airport is 30 minutes because it's straight down the highway.
Yeah, so I did these on Google Maps. I'm gonna just push back on the distance to Stampede because I
don't think so.
I lived in Airdrie for a couple of years. I know we have a lot of friends, a lot of clients that live there, so be forewarned. Always do these as a worst case scenario. I know people that when they work downtown Calgary from Airdrie, it would take them 2 hours on a bad snow day, right? So keep this all in mind. These are summer travel times. And so there we go. Just a little disclaimer there.
Just a disclaimer.
But in fairness, Crossfield would be probably one of the closer cities or towns that we're talking about in this video.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Q2 2024 median prices. So these are median, not benchmark. Detached came in at $580,000. So that is up 13% year over year, but it's still $187,000 less than Calgary. Semi-detached came in at $397,500, which is $288,000 less than Calgary. Apartments came in at $148,000, which is $196,000 less than Calgary. Supply came in at 1.58 months, and sale to new listing ratio was 63%.
Yeah, so there's an opportunity there, right? If you're a buyer, you know, with the higher supply and the months, the sale to new listing ratio of only 63%. Now, keep in mind, this is on a very small amount of inventory, right? So just got to bear that in mind. But if those are of interest to you, reach out to us and we can give you the more of a breakdown that will really help there.
Absolutely. So schools there, they have elementary and high schools. So I think the elementary goes K to 4 and then the high school goes 5 to 12. Highlights, it's just a few minutes drive from Airdrie. So it is something, if you're working in Airdrie or you're actually working at the airport, you have a pretty easy commute to those locations. Downtown, maybe not as much. I'm
chuckling a little bit. We have clients in Crossfield. It's a great little family town. There's not a whole lot there.
No,
you're going to Airdrie for all your groceries. The great thing is there's the big superstore on the north end of Airdrie, or another 5-10 minutes to Costco or Cross Iron Mills and things like that. But you're buying in Crossfield because you want to be in that very small town. Very small town.
Yeah.
All right. Finally, not finally, we got one more to go after this one. So let's go to Carstairs now. So this is just another 10 minutes north of Crossfield. This would be my choice if I was choosing between Carstairs and Crossfield, for sure. We've got clients that have purchased up there. They absolutely love it. So the population just under 5,000. Distances to Calgary, North End, 35 minutes. Calgary Stampede, 45. I'm going to call
50,
a little,
55.
call it 50. Just say an hour, right?
Just say an hour.
But the benefit here, Calgary Airport's only 37 minutes, so call it 40 minutes. So again, that's the same, just slightly more than what we drive here in Southwest Calgary. Prices, these are median prices. Detached price was a 10% increase year over year to $618,750. That's still $148K less than Calgary. I will say Carstairs has some really nice communities on the golf course. I think it's called Stonegate, and really nice. That's where our clients purchase. They absolutely love it. They're backing onto the golf course. Great area there. Semi-detached 426. That's 1% up year over year and $260K less than Calgary. Row townhouses, $340,000. That's only $4,700 less than Calgary. So again, this is where I think the data gets a little skewed, and there's no apartment condos in Carstairs. So sales to new listing ratio of 88%. 1.45 months of supply. So that's an interesting one. There's more supply, but they sell pretty quickly. Percent of single family homes is a lot there. It's 80% single family. Again, that's typically what I would be doing if I'm moving into one of these surrounding towns.
Bigger lots.
Bigger lots,
and a lot of newer communities, actually. Like you were talking about the golf course one. We sold one that was right by the pond. It's a lovely little neighborhood, and there's still really historic houses there too, which is pretty cool to see.
Some pretty Victorian era houses from the early 1900s.
So schools in Carstairs, there is a K to 8 available. There is a high school, a public high school, or a Catholic in Airdrie, which is about 15 minutes away. There is another school that's under Chinook Edge, is what they call the school district. And it's a very program-specific school, and it goes from K to 12, I believe. But it does depend on what kind of education you want for your child. So you need to do a little bit of research on that. And the golf course is in town as well, and it's just 15 minutes from Airdrie.
Yeah, depending on where you're going in Airdrie, it might be 10, and who's driving, let's be honest. All right. Well, thanks for sticking around for this whole video. Now, here is both Natalie and my favorite pick out of all these towns that we mentioned to you today, and it is High River.
High River.
We were just in High River. Every time we go down there, see, I'm from small town Manitoba, and it gives me all the vibes, all the feels of growing up in small town Manitoba. Population as of 2022 was 14,448. You're 30 minutes to the south end of Calgary, and I will say you're about 10 minutes to Okotoks. Why do I say Okotoks? Because there's a Costco there. There's all the amenities in Okotoks, the Home Depots, all those different types of things. The Okotoks Dogs baseball team and the Okotoks Oilers Alberta Junior Hockey League. Well, now BC Junior Hockey League team. So you're just 10 minutes, 10 to 15 to Okotoks. Calgary Stampede distance 45. I'm gonna again just say that's a little bit of baloney. I think you're probably closer to an hour, and then 55 minutes to the airport, because you're really not having to navigate any of the downtown traffic. So let's talk prices before we get into some of the highlights here. So Q2, again, 2024 detached was $559. That's 9% up year over year, but that's over $200,000 less than Calgary. Semi-detached was $463, $567, up 11% year over year, but that's $222,000 less than Calgary. Row townhouses, $339, that's 19% up year over year, and that's $125K less than Calgary. And apartments, $193, $733, 8% up year over year, and $151,000 less than Calgary. Here's where it gets interesting though, because supply is less than a month at 0.91, and 91% of new listings sold in the second quarter of 2024. So people are loving what High River offers. Now, the percent of single family houses there is only 50%. So you're going to get a wider variety of homes. There's still new builds going on. You can live in the historic area of High River. There's the great downtown with all the old buildings and old
that train station. Oh my goodness.
That train is so beautiful. So we mentioned a few of the highlights there. So Hitchin Post, there's not a lot of drive-ins left around anymore.
Yes.
This place is only open in basically the warmer summer months, spring, late spring and summer. The Hitchin Post drive-in, it's a must stop when you're down in High River.
Great milkshakes.
Yeah, fantastic milkshakes for those that actually can enjoy them. That's what I'll say there. Anyway, so High River is our favorite. I think a couple other reasons is like you have things like the High River Rodeo, you got the chuck wagons, the rodeo, the views as you're driving north out of High River, south out of High River, just stunning of the foothills.
Yeah.
You get that small town feel. You have a lot of amenities there, and you're very close to Okotoks for hitting up the Costco's and the Home Depots, and I believe there's Canadian Tire in High River. But yeah.
They also have the High River Hospital, and it's quite a good hospital. So it's actually, I think, a little more higher treatment levels than they do in Oil Fields Hospital in Diamond Valley. Just FYI.
Yeah. And then schools, you're covered there. You've got 4 public, 3 Catholic high schools. Everything from elementary to high school. So you're totally covered. You don't need to go anywhere else for schools, with the option of Catholic there as well. And I believe there are some private schools in the area too. So that is it. There's our 5 towns in and around Calgary, not in, but around Calgary, about 30 to 45 minutes away that you may want to consider if you're looking for a move to Calgary, or if you're even in Calgary and you're kind of going, you know what, I think I'm ready for small town life. Maybe you've never done it before. Maybe you're from a small town like me, and you'll kind of crave that small town feeling. These are some great options. And number 1 on our list is High River. But of course, any of them could be good, just depending on which side of the city you want to be on. So if that is you, make sure you click that link in the description below, book into our calendar. We do these no obligation buyer consultations for you on Google Meet, and we go through everything from the process of buying a home. If you've never bought one before, it is a process in Alberta. We'll walk you through all that. We're going to share what homes are available in the communities you're looking at. Maybe it's one of these on our video today. We're going to explain what the market's like at the time when we do your consult. So it's a very valuable tool for you as a buyer to get equipped to experience the Calgary and area real estate market. So make sure you book into our calendar below. And as always, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you like our content, ring that notification bell so you know when we're putting out our next video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.